Everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another video, guys. In today's video, this is going to be another set of personal Left 4 Dead Would You Rather questions. The video that I made just a couple days ago, just off of a random chance, did extremely well, and you guys really love the concept. So I just want to say thank you. The video is actually doing stupidly well for itself. And I'm just very, very happy to see that you guys enjoy this topic idea, just because I just took a shot in the dark and it was just something that worked. It was really, really cool to see. So now we can also end up making it a kind of like a mini-series, just like all the other mini-series that we do on the channel. And if you guys do want to see more, I will gladly make more. Just let me know by dropping a like, comment, subscribe, guys. I'd be more than happy to do these. But yeah, guys, so in today's video, I once again have 7 personal would you rather questions for Left 4 Dead again, but this time I decided to make them a little bit tougher because in the last video, some of you guys were being a little bit of a smart aleck with me and being like, oh, these are easy. So it's like, okay, now I'm going to give you some Telltale Games type of like decisions that make you guys have anxiety attacks. No, I'm just kidding, but like, no, seriously though, I did try to step up my game and give you guys some harder decisions, so I hope you guys can respect these ones because they really do make you think. And I think they're pretty, honestly, very deep and philosophical. They're kind of like 2 a.m. thoughts. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys end up enjoying today's video. If you do, please drop a like, comment, subscribe once again. And let's get on with the questions. Alrighty, guys, so the very first question here is, would you rather be a part of CEDA, or would you rather be a part of the military? If you had to pick one of the groups to be a part of in the zombie apocalypse, which one would you be in? Now, you might think that this might be easy and you might want to go with CEDA, but you guys got to keep in mind is that the military, though, even though that they're not necessarily nice guys, they're armored to the teeth and they could last a while. Plus, also, not all of the military are truly bad people. A good majority of them are, but keep in mind is that there were still the 2 guards that helped out, you know, the crew in the comic, even though they eventually met their demise. CEDA, pretty much a lot of them have either been basically what we presume is dead for the very beginning of the apocalypse, and they really didn't get far, because really they only were able to like capture a boomer at most. At least the military is able to fend off some stuff for quite a while, given all the stuff that they have. So if I genuinely had to pick, and you might be surprised to hear this, I'm gonna pick the military. The reason why is actually mostly for not one you would expect, is that if I'm in the military, I can actually change the events that I feel about what makes the military bad people and make them possibly good people and basically steer them in the right direction. So like, let's just say I'm in the military, right? And I'm just my normal self. I would like to believe that eventually I could persuade enough people and have kind of like a butterfly effect where eventually I can make it so that way everyone is morally correct. So that way they don't do these horrible things, because without a good moral compass, you really can't do good things. And that's kind of what the military was doing. Whereas with CEDA, I mean, sure, they might get a little bit far, but I'm not really a big scientist guy. I'm not really big on health. And I feel like without the, the resources or my intelligence, I really wouldn't serve much. And plus also, I wouldn't have really the means to protect the place without like all the reinforcements and all that stuff like the military has. So for me personally, I would pick the military for the idea of changing it, not necessarily for the way it is. If it was for the way it was and I couldn't change it, of course I'd pick CEDA. But it's just an interesting thing to think about. Let me know what you would do. Alright, now this is one of those really deep questions that makes you think. This is a Telltale Games type of moral dilemma question. Now for this question, this is going to be based off the Sacrifice comics, and I understand that not all of you have read the Sacrifice comics for Left 4 Dead to end up understanding the gravity of this question. So basically, let me catch you up. So essentially, a while back, there was a Sacrifice comic released for Left 4 Dead, where basically it gives the origin stories for the Left 4 Dead 1 crew and how they got up to the point of Bill's sacrifice. And it goes over their origin stories. And in Zoe's particular story, it shows the death of her parents. Most notably, the fact is that there's a very Walking Dead, like Lee Clementine type of decision, where Zoe has to come with terms with basically putting down her dad, because what happens is that they end up getting attacked by a zombie in their apartment. Zoe's mom gets turned into a zombie, and then actually Zoe's mom will then therefore bite Zoe's dad, and to prevent him from turning into a zombie, Zoe kills him. Now, when it comes to this exact situation, would you or would you not be able to put down your parent? And I'm saying parent because not everyone has a mom and a dad. Some people have 2 moms, 2 dads. Some people have only 1 parent. Basically, I want to ask you guys, though, is that specifically imagine the dad situation. Not the mom one, but the dad one. Basically, would you or would you not be able to end up killing, Mercy style, your one parent in the Zoe situation from the book? Because that's a very, very deep question. Would you really risk them turning, or would you want to put them down? Because it's really not a beautiful choice either way. Both suck. You're basically killing them one way or the other. It's just that a matter of how much risk you're willing to take. Because hypothetically, yes, if you don't shoot them, there is the possibility that they might be immune. The possibility. But the outcome is that they can end up mutating into a zombie, and hell, they could even mutate into one of the special infected, which would be really bad. You could have your dad turn to a tank or your mom turn to a witch. I think that would be horrible. But yeah, so imagine like that type of gravity level situation. You have to not only choose to put down one of your parents, but you also have to weigh into the risk about whether or not that they could have lived if you didn't kill them, and if you do end up not killing them and they turn, they basically have to suffer the fate of basically being a zombie and possibly killing other people. Would you take that risk? For me personally, it would suck massively, but I would have to do it for the sake of the fact that it's something that I would want someone to do to me as well. I would just have to kill my parents. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I swear to God I do. But I can't imagine the fact that if you're truly bitten, that you would actually survive afterward. I would like to believe, yes, that someone would be immune, but I just can't take that risk. And if someone did this to me and they were wrong, I would completely understand. All is forgiven. Because I wouldn't want to become a tank and then beat the shit out of everybody like that I would know and care about, because that would just suck. And even if there was, you know, the possibility that I could have lived, like I said, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's just the right thing to do, because I just wouldn't want to have anyone suffer unnecessarily from the consequences of that. So, I'm just going to go with the decision I made like in The Walking Dead, where when I was playing as Lee, I told Clementine to shoot me. So I'm going to do the exact same thing here. It's not really a happy question, but you guys asked for more challenging ones. Alright, now we've got another question. This isn't necessarily so happy either, but at least it's rather a question about yourself rather than what happens to someone you care about. But if you had to choose between dying to the witch or dying to the tank, which one would you pick? And here's the thing about that question is that both deaths, those would be brutal and painful. Have you seen the death animations for both the witch and the tank? The witch would basically use her wolverine claws to scoop your guts out and basically wolverine stab you to death until you basically bled out and went into shock. But however, though, the tank isn't really that much of an improvement either. He'll literally blunt force just crush you and destroy you with his massive body weight. He could even do it by throwing things like a car at you or something like that. Like the sheer weight and the pulverization of that, it would be almost cartoon Tom and Jerry style. It would be like the Looney Tunes, where basically the coyote is chasing the roadrunner, and when the coyote like ran into the walls that look like that they were tunnels, and they get basically like completely flat, that's what I'm imagining like the level type of crushing here we're talking about with the tank. Now keep in mind, yes, the tank is less likely to kill you than the witch, so hypothetically, the witch would basically kill you quicker, and therefore I would like to believe is less painful, but that's debatable. It's really debatable. I personally, when this came to a question actually from the last video that I had that was kind of similar, when I was talking about being like, when I first verse a IRL witch or a IRL tank, I chose specifically the tank because I thought I could easily kill it more. And plus also, I just, in my head, even though I don't think I said that, I was thinking to myself being like, if I lost this 1v1, I would not want to die of the witch. So even though it could hypothetically be worse and more drawn out, I'm just gonna pick the tank. Because also there is the possibility that if I'm like Left 4 Dead survivors and it's just being like, oh yeah, like, you know, I may have been beaten half to death, but oh yeah, you could just pick me up and I'll pop an ibuprofen. Because like, you die in Left 4 Dead almost, and they either just defib you or you just have pain pills and then boom, your problems are solved. But like, if I had that type of logic, it's being like, I just deal with the tank. I can't imagine the amount of pain with the stabs and the guts flying all over the place with the witch, dude. It would just... oh god, I can't imagine that sucking so bad. Alright, now this is a more lighthearted one. If the green flu was real, and you had to travel all around the country to basically try to eventually find a safe haven, would you rather play through all the real-life equivalent of the Left 4 Dead 1 maps or the Left 4 Dead 2 maps. Now, in the Left 4 Dead 1 maps and the Left 4 Dead 2 maps, they all have their fair share of really good and really bad maps. Now, Left 4 Dead 2 maps, in my opinion, are more fun, but also, in my opinion, at the exact same time, there's also some more bad ones. Like, I really would not want to do Hard Rain IRL, like, at all. But doesn't mean that Left 4 Dead 1's free either. There's Crash Course, but here's the thing, is that if it's IRL and Crash Course is just boring, and Hard Rain has, like, you know, for example, if there's a sugar mill and there's gonna be, like, 4 witches, I already just said I don't like the witch. I think I might have to pass that one up. But, dude, there's some other really great maps, though, that I would love to be on IRL. Like, I would love to be in the IRL Dark Carnival, or hell, even the Parish. I mean, I don't necessarily know what my fate would be once the military would rescue me, but I definitely just like the idea of being on that map in general, because there's more day maps in Left 4 Dead 2, which is also more reassuring. I like the day maps. I also overall just like the vibe of the maps more. But, dude, there is, like I said, some bad ones. I don't want to imagine myself on Swamp Fever either. I feel like that wouldn't be really much of a fun map either. But really, Crash Course is the only bad Left 4 Dead 1 map I can truly think of. I don't really care for Blood Harvest, but Blood Harvest, it's not really that bad if I really were to think about it. It's just that I don't really like it from a player standpoint. If it was real life, I feel like I could deal with it. So actually, now that I think about it, it's more rather being like, would I rather hate playing on the Left 4 Dead 2 bad maps more than I would like playing on the good ones? Because like I said, the Left 4 Dead ones are kind of average on Left 4 Dead 1, but in Left 4 Dead 2, they're either really good or really bad. Ooh. I gotta think from the point of realism, bro. I would have to say the Left 4 Dead 1 maps, because the whole entire idea about the apocalypse is not really meant to be about having fun. I mean, it would be a cool bonus to be able to do all those maps and experience them. It really would be. But if I'm truly just trying to survive, and I'm basing this off of realism, I would have to say the Left 4 Dead 1 maps, because they're more realistic. I can't imagine going on Hard Rain, dude, or Swamp Fever. Those maps would just suck real life, especially Hard Rain. Alright guys, I'm going to give you a break from the anxiety-inducing questions. Let me give you a little bit more of an easier and a little bit more of a fun one. If you were in a situation where you had to choose between having just only a pistol or just only having a melee weapon, which one would you pick? Now, I've said this to my friends before, but I would pick a melee weapon. The only reason why, too, as well, is just because the idea is that melee weapons are quiet. In The Walking Dead, pretty much in any zombie universe you can think of, if you shoot a gun, every zombie and their grandmother hears it. It doesn't matter how far you are, they will find you eventually. If you have a melee weapon, different story. Any melee weapon is significantly quieter than any gun's gonna be. And so therefore, you're more likely to live. Less zombies equals more chance of survival. So for me, it's a simple question. It's a simple answer. I'm picking the melee weapon. It can even be a blunt melee weapon, but it's better than a gun. I mean, I would like to have a gun, but they eventually run out of ammo too as well. You gotta keep that in mind, friends. Alright, back to the questions that make you question reality. I hope you enjoyed the little break. But in my opinion, guys, this is probably going to be really a really deep question. This and the last question especially. These last two are like, damn, this makes me think like and question my whole entire existence. So this next question is going to be the question being like, if you were in a situation where you did die in the Left 4 Dead universe, and someone you knew in your group had a defibrillator, would you want them to bring you back to life? It's a really, really deep question, because, like, would you just simply want to stay dead? Would you want to be resuscitated or not? There's actually a real life question about this in real life. I mean, you can end up having this be on your driver's license, and so that way, whenever you die in real life, you don't get resuscitated. So why not apply that to Left 4 Dead logic? Would you want to be resuscitated if you died in Left 4 Dead? It's funny. I mean, it's a little bit of a effed up joke, but it's funny. I kind of mess around with this with the bots in Left 4 Dead, where it'll be like, the bots will die from, trying to protect me, and they've gone through all this crazy hassle, and they basically just got swarmed by a horde. And I'll be like, oh, hey, Lewis! You know how the fact you finally achieved peace? Well, let me defibrillate you there, buddy. Merry Christmas. Welcome back to hell. And it's just like, I can't imagine someone doing that to me. Like, that would just suck. Can you imagine, like, your best friend or something, like, trying to defibrillate you just to be nice? And you're like, God damn it, dude, why? I just had peace for a goddamn minute. I was talking to Jesus, and we were vibing out, and we were talking about all the shit we were gonna do, and then you bring me back here, like, why? Now, the moral and correct thing to do would probably want to be able to keep going. We've seen this in movies before where a main character is like on death's door. They're like, no, I gotta stick around for my family or my friends. But would you? It's not really a movie. I mean, you've done your part. I mean, technically, hypothetically, if you die in action trying to save your buddies, it's really up to you. Because there's a huge difference between dying because you kill yourself and then dying trying to save your buddies. I feel like that if someone had the choice of defibrillating you, just like how they do in real life, it should be your choice at the end of the day. So, for me, personally, I would come back. It would suck, but I would want to do it. Because, technically, there's two main reasons, and one of them I think you guys won't necessarily fully agree with, but I will just give my 2 cents on here in a second. But the first reason why is just because I would want to be there for my family slash friends, because it's the right thing to do, and I feel like if anything, it only would just solidify my place in heaven more. That's basically like the second thing I was going to say, is that I basically feel like that if I were to do the right thing and like come back, I would earn my keep to try to be in the afterlife. I understand that not everyone believes in religion. I completely understand that that's your choice. But even if anything, it is at least just in my opinion the right thing to do. So as much as it would suck donkey nuts, I would probably come back. Just because I would want to help out my friends. Because if I die and then they die, I would feel a little bit guilty. Being like, you imagine like they respawn shortly in heaven after you, just being like, oh hi, what's up Francis? Yeah, I mean, I died first, and you could have defibrillated me, and then because you didn't, you died. Yeah, sorry about that. Well, at least the rest of the world has to deal with the apocalypse now. It just could have been stuff. You could have been the the main butterfly effect that could have prevented something. Your death could have had a branching storyline where you could have stopped or started something. So, it really makes you think, but I would come back. It would not be a good decision in my opinion, but it'd be just the right thing to do. Now guys, this last one is not exactly you truly answering the question. Let me explain. I thought about this because it really makes you reflect on how you are as a person. And to properly explain this, I have to tell it in the form of a story. So imagine that you are one of the Left 4 Dead members. You are either, for example, anyone in the Left 4 Dead crew or the Left 4 Dead 2 crew. You can be, Zoe, Lewis, Francis, Bill, or even Ellis, Coach, Nick, and Rochelle. Whatever you want to be. Now, if you were one of them, if you were just one of the Left 4 Dead crew members, and imagine you're not yourself. You're the Left 4 Dead crew, okay? It doesn't matter which one, but you're not yourself. If you were to switch roles, essentially, and you as the Left 4 Dead crew saw yourself, the way that you are right now, the way that you present yourself to the world currently, the way you act around your friends, the way you think your friends and your family members see you, if you were the Left 4 Dead crew, and you came across yourself, and you were tried to end up being a part of the group, would you let yourself be a part of the group? It's a really weird question, but it's an interesting one, because it really is like, it's taking a look outside of yourself. Do you think that you essentially deserve to be trustworthy in the apocalypse? If you were not yourself, would you trust yourself? It's really a deep question. Like, I thought about this with myself, and I'm like, even I was a little bit weirded out about the question, because like, I like myself, I'm in a good place with myself, but I thought about some of the horrible shit that I could think about doing, and I'm like, I mean, I would do it to survive like anybody else would be, but like, I like to believe I'm like 50-50. I don't really think any of us believe we're truly good or bad people. I feel like a lot of us are just kind of half and half, but I thought about it. I would like to believe yes, but that's just what I think that other people would think. I truly don't know at the end of the day, so hypothetically, this question can never really be answered, and you can only just give it your best shot. But in my opinion, I would like to say I do. Let me know what you think. But yeah, guys, that's going to be here for today's video. I do truly hope you guys end up enjoying, and I hope you guys liked the really deep personal questions again. If you guys want me to do more in the future, by all means, I'll do more. Just let me know by dropping a like. That's the best way you can do so. And comment down below in your opinion, what was your favorite question out of the list, and what was the hardest one out of the list? For me, there was a lot of really tough ones that even I had a hard time answering, but let me know. I am just truly curious because I enjoyed your guys' answers last time. If you guys end up enjoying today's video, once again, just one last time, please drop a like, comment, subscribe to show your guys' support. If you'd like to financially support the channel, I tremendously appreciate if you guys could go check out my Patreon, as always linked down below in all my YouTube video descriptions, or you guys could use supporter creator code BlackNinja797 in all caps in the Fortnite Epic Games item shops, because Epic is my very first sponsor, and they're sponsoring today's video, so shout out to Epic Games. And yeah, guys, I hope you end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video from the most unique YouTuber you guys are ever going to see. Thanks for watching, guys. I love you, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords. Jesus here. And you better have enjoyed that video there by the eternal god Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!